Not yet. You will in a second. Stay on. I'm gonna get you guys in your Renfield costumes. Are you ready for the Renfield taping?
Yeah.
We're gonna roll right into it.
Yeah.
So go.
What?
All right, Renfield. Take one. You guys ready?
Holy shit.
You look great.
That is massive on you!
What the hell? I gotta wear it sideways.
How's this one? Deal with this one?
It's almost not better.
Really?
Yeah, it won't fall past my eyes, but it's still big.
You look like a little pilgrim!
Hello and welcome to Birds on Film.
Ooh. It's not October.
No, but we're gonna get a little spooky, Bird. Erica Lee, how are you, by the way? How you feeling?
I'm Erica Lee, and I'm the co-host of Birds on Film.
We're talking about 2023's
Renfield.
Producer Mike, I believe there was a request. Dion, this is for you.
AEW Merch Freak, this one's for you. And anybody else who wants to request a movie, just hit us up at Birds on Film. That's how you fucking promote.
That's shit. So when this film was announced,
When did you hear about it?
I heard about it around the time the recent film he was in, where he played himself with Pedro Pascal, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes.
It was after that film was announced, it was like, oh, Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula. It's just one of those things where in your mind, you're just immediately like, yes, I'm so in, yes. Our first review on the channel was a Nicolas Cage performance. It was Moonstruck.
It's the whole reason for the season. That's why we have a channel, is because of Nicolas Cage, pretty much. And you've been talking about doing Pig for forever.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of Nicolas Cage movies that we need to do. It's like we could spotlight him.
Whoa, that was a lot. Maybe we should just back up to the beginning.
I didn't see this movie in theaters. It's definitely...
Shout out to my boy Kevin. Thanks for putting it on Plex. Love you.
It's like an early in the year movie where it's like super high concept, kind of like a weirdo movie that maybe they know not a lot of people are gonna see, right? It's got like a January stink to it.
Interesting.
What do you think about that?
I think it's summer fun.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's on the heels of Mario.
Yes.
So, you know, they're
Not doing too well.
No, but
I think what this movie brings that a lot of movies nowadays don't is it feels very nostalgic while also doing things in like a very fun, interesting way. This feels like a 90s movie.
I agree, it's that same type of camp. It's gore, it's
Yes.
action, it's horror, it's camp, it's comedy. It's a lot in one movie. They pull off every aspect. It's not like they went for too much and came up short. They nailed it.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you okay? I need to get out of a toxic relationship.
I showed it to my friend because she was talking about toxic relationship. And I was like, oh, do you want to watch a movie? Hold on. Let's put it's Nicolas Cage. He plays Dracula. Wait, hold on. It's not about Dracula. She loved it.
I think that is the strongest part of the film. It's propelled by a wonderful, sympathetic performance from Nicholas Hoult, who does a wonderful job as Renfield. Of course, Nicolas Cage is there, and he's being goofy vampire Dracula, but I still think there's this really interesting subtext that they're obviously going for.
Yeah, I don't think it's subtext. They come out and say
He's a codependent.
starts out in a support group, and Renfield's just listening, but all the stories are people talking about their controlling narcissistic boyfriends, or, you know, in his case, he's thinking about his boss. And it's a massively relatable. I think a lot of people can look at their lives and point out at least one relationship where they were like, ooh, like,
That's very rough.
that was kind of toxic.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I fit into that a little bit.
He's also really into ska. Fishbone, mustard plug, voodoo glow skull.
I fucking hate that shit.
I think it's cool that it's done in such a campy way. Super goofy, fun time. And then there's just this, like, serious moments.
I loved the few scenes where Dracula rages out, is about to feast, his eyes change, his, like, face sharpens, the lighting changes. Those were so good.
Yes.
I wish we had more of those,
Yeah.
but I understand why.
You can't use it too much,
Yeah.
right?
Dracula. Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
I mean, Nicolas Cage. What a show-stopping performance.
We love
The
him.
few times he's in here. What's deceptive about it is you would think he's, like, the antagonist. But it's just this crime family who is the front runner for it is fucking Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
What the f*** is this? Everybody, guess what? Fuck you!
I love Ben Schwartz.
Oh, really?
Yes, always been a fan consistently.
I know him as John Ralphio.
Yes, John Ralphio, Sonic.
Meow?
I think this is maybe the most serious acting I've seen him do, and he was like a caricature, like high-octane idiot of a crime family.
Yeah.
I think he was pulling some truly like
There's some
big
serious little
emotions.
undertones to a lot
Yeah,
of
like
the
John
performances.
Ralphio and Sonic are just not in the same category of character, I don't think. So this was nice to see from him.
I believe for the most part also, a lot of the actors did their own stunts.
Oh.
Anytime people are flying, it's wire work.
Cool.
Anytime, like, any major gore stuff that doesn't, like, blatantly look like CGI.
Yeah.
It's, like, props, the exploding head.
I was just gonna say, because there's the scene where he punches this guy's heads off. I loved Renfield's powers. I loved the little detail of him having to eat a little buggy.
Ah, yes, the bugs. This comes up a lot.
His eyes start glowing amber, and that's how he gets a fraction of Dracula's powers. I don't think that that's canon,
You idiot. This is a goddamn pistol.
that Dracula has his familiars eat bugs to get powers.
There's so much
Yeah.
lore in, like, Dracula and vampires in general,
Yeah.
where it's like, they probably got it from somewhere.
And you know what? They actually say that same thing when they're trying to kill Dracula.
Yes, I know this looks extreme and maybe a little fun. To our defense, there is so much folklore out there about how to actually kill a vampire, it gets confusing.
That was really fun.
Yes, it's very fun.
Touching on exactly what you were saying, that there's just so much out there about Dracula.
You know, I've personally seen him come back from some crazy shit, so why not try everything?
I think the subplot with the cop and the cop's family, I just don't know if it works for me. I kind of think it's, to me, I don't be that guy, I don't be mean, I think it's the actress. I
You don't like Aquafina?
do not like Aquafina.
Whoa.
I think she's sorely miscast in almost any film I've seen her in. Her voice, to me at least,
Don't.
her voice to me does not, like...
Dustin, your femcell is showing.
Is it? Oh,
Wow.
no. Maybe it's just me. What did you like her in this movie?
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there is something halting. There's something arresting
Yeah.
about her and her performance, but I liked that. She's so, like, stiff and boxy and curt and, like, there's a wall up. And I think that works so great because it's like all she does all day
Yeah.
is think about her dead dad and how unfair shit is and how everybody in the police department is corrupt and the whole city is sucking the teat of the Lobos family. She wants to do the right thing. She's up against a wall everywhere she goes. She's like, Christ, you know, I'm trying to, like, it's a simple fucking thing, you know?
Yeah.
The bad guy commits a crime, we arrest the bad guy. It's a smart way to make her character sympathetic.
Yes.
And to give that character a believable reason that she's a good person as a cop. But because she hates all the other cops.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm sure if you love cops, it wasn't a problem.
You gotta know when to play ball. This ain't your stepping stone. It's rock bottom.
They're not all bad. You saw it in the movie. She's a good one.
Yeah, and her sister.
It's not like the entire police force fucking turned on them.
I'm sorry, Rebecca.
That was such a great scene, too.
No, I really like that. I was just about to say.
Her
Yeah.
partner, the last person she thought she could count on, but he kind of seemed like a numbnut, so I don't really know why she thought she could count on him. He didn't really particularly seem very strong-willed.
No.
They say something drugs in us?
Yes! I didn't do anything wrong!
Typical cop crime drama stuff where it's like, oh, the good cop is gonna have to go against the whole entire police force because they're all corrupt with the family.
Right.
But like we throw Dracula in there.
Yeah.
That's cool to me.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun conceptually. I want more movies like this.
I like thinking about it that way instead of being like, this is a movie about Renfield. Dracula's familiar, and there's a subplot about cops.
Yeah.
This is a movie about police corruption, and also Dracula's in it.
Yes, no. I think my issue with Aquafina, I mean, in fairness to what you're saying, I will admit, like, if it was another actress, I probably would think she was, like, nothing. Aquafina does bring something to this role, I'll admit.
This is a load of barnacles.
Huh.
Like, she is a presence.
Yeah.
She's a presence.
Whereas if a man played the character,
I feel like it'd be kind of
you'd
nothing.
be like, this is great.
No. I'm sorry, my femcell is showing.
You're
I don't care if I lose myself. He's not a monster. He wants to be better, like you. In all the darkness, I can find the light.
So, Nicolas Cage, odd performer, right?
I'm starting to get really, really obsessed with him. And one of his performances was explained to me or described to me as a big swing. Like, Nicolas Cage takes big swings, and it doesn't always work out, or it's not always appreciated. And that's how I think about him now, and I love it.
I love
it.
But I think nowadays we're starting to see appreciation for him.
I'm just starting to form this obsession. I haven't really done, like, a deep dive into his work, or, like, I've just watched a couple interviews about inspiration, and
He's very engaging.
I love watching him talk.
When you see cobras, they try to seduce you, and they try to hypnotize you by moving like that, and then they go like that.
I watched an interview with him because, as we talked about, like, I'm so fascinated. And I was kind of fascinated by the process of the film. Like, Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula, like, objectively one of the most iconic characters of all time.
And not who you would think of to cast, right?
Exactly. So I'm like, why? And Nicolas Cage starts talking about, like, his inspirations for, like, the character. And he's like, a bit of Nosferatu. You even get scenes of him recreating the Bela Lugosi Dracula in the beginning of Renfield.
Oh.
Welcome. I am Dracula.
And he's talking about, like, of course, like, Nosferatu and a little bit of Bela Lugosi. And he's talking about, he's like, and my father's Transylvanian accent kind of came out of me. And I'm like...
Sir, it did not.
No, but, like...
Sir.
But to him it did.
That's so funny.
There's so many performers and so many actors. I'm sure we'll talk about this more another time that we talk about them. But, like...
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
There's so many performers that feel so inauthentic. And Nicolas Cage truly feels like he has a love for, like, what he does.
Maybe that's, like, the disconnect with some of his performances, where even though it was the wrong choice, it was 100% of his being.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the wrong choice.
Honestly, like, can you really fault a performer for doing what they believed was the best? Yes.
Any last wishes?
To spend a season in hell, where all the amusing people are.
We're at that point again, as always. We ask the questions here. Bird, does this movie honk?
Yes.
Yeah, it honks.
You think it honks?
I think it honks.
Yeah,
I would say
I loved it. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
delightfully mid.
What?
No, in a good way, in an endearing way, where it's like
mid.
This is a fun action 90s-esque film.
Justin, we just spent 27 minutes talking about how cool it was, and you just called it mid. What does
Okay,
it take?
I'll re-describe it again.
It honks.
It honks.
Okay, so it's a mild honker for you.
No,
if it was on the scale of like mild buffalo hot, you'd say buffalo, which is great. We love buffalo.
No, I think talking about it with you, I think I might enjoy it more.
Wow.
I think you've kind
That's
of
so
brought.
interesting.
I think you've kind of brought to light a lot of like the positives of the film.
Wow, I can't imagine not being instantly hooked on this thing like I was.
I think at times it's probably my fault. I'm a little too hooked in on like the internet culture, where a lot of them are like, this movie, it's like this isn't a fucking masterpiece.
Are people not happy with it?
It's not like they're unhappy with it, but a lot of the consensus has been like,
People don't know camp. People don't understand camp. They don't know. They don't
and
know
you
what to do
think
with
that
it.
you think that like propels the film.
Yeah.
It's the huge camp with that nice little undertone of Renfield and Dracula's relationship.
Intimate relationships and being taken advantage of and letting someone take advantage of you, feeding into their bad behaviors. It is a beautiful movie, surrounded by gore and action and Nicolas Cage. Honks.
A lot of Nicolas Cage talk here on Birds.
Yeah.
We like him.
He's amazing.
We like him here.
I want to do a deep dive.
A deep
What do you
dive.
think about doing a deep dive?
A deep dive.
Yeah, what if it was like we took maybe your favorite Nicolas Cage movie, my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, Nicolas Cage's favorite Nicolas Cage movie, and we did a super episode.
Ooh,
A spotlight episode.
Maybe, let's say, September?
I think Spotlight September is coming to you.
Get ready for it. Ew!